Sports, Nebraska's home for championship sports, welcomes you into Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2014 Nebraska High School Bowling Federation State Championships. And hello again, everybody. I'm Larry Putney along with Steve Simpek. Great to have you with us for the 2014 State Championships. On the girls' side, I think, Steve, the word of the week had to be upset. We saw the top 5 teams in girls Class A knocked off. None of the top 5 teams will be here in the finals.
2 words, Baker-style bowling.
Right.
That's what's great about the state tournament is as the format changes to Baker, when you have all 5 or all 4 players bowling equal times in each game, spares become a premium. A little bit of luck needs to be involved, and that's what caused these new faces to be in our television show.
Not just in Class A and Class D, the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams knocked off in the semifinals. It'll be Scribner Snyder taking on Ravenna.
Both teams been here before, both with great coaching backgrounds. Premium on spare shooting sometimes in these smaller classes, smaller schools. You see the better spare shooters rise to the top.
Should be a good one. Great to be here at Sun Valley Lanes. The girls' 2014 Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Championship coming your way next on NET Sports.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Allen and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Behind the Outlet, Nebraska Public Power District is passionate about preserving and restoring Nebraska's resources. Whether rescuing fish during canal repair work, protecting avian species on the Platte River, or complying with all environmental standards at our power generating facilities, we actively balance our environmental responsibilities with meeting Nebraska's ever-changing energy needs. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
Tom Kelly's Pro Shop is your home for bowling supplies. Established in 1980, the shop offers 45 different shoe styles, including the complete line of Brunswick, thousands of balls, and over 200 different styles of bags. A father and son team with experience in drilling since 1958 use customized hand measuring and the latest equipment to provide you with the right fit. You can walk in, find everything you need, and go bowling the same day. Tom Kelly's Pro Shop, located in Omaha and Norfolk.
We're back at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. We'll kick it off with the Class D Girls State Championship this morning. I want to remind you, great opportunity for you to get your 2014 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Championship DVDs offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. You can visit NHSBF.com and follow the links and preserve your state championship memories for a lifetime. Good crowd on hand here early this morning for this Class D State Championship. Newman Grove taking on Scribner Snyder. Here's a look at the starting lineup for the Trojans of Scribner Snyder. Head coach Brian Schnorr. Jaden Steeran is a senior. Lindsey Peters and Savannah Miller, both freshmen. And Amber Metchke with a 162 average, another senior for Scribner Snyder. For the Newman Grove Blue Jays, they come in at 7-3 on the year. Savannah Weezy is a sophomore. Emily Strong, a junior. Crystal Salinas is a sophomore, and a couple of freshmen. Alexis Kopecki and Bridget Borgheink is just a freshman as well. So this is the format all day long. It's Baker Bowling, so a best of 5. These two teams will play 5 games, but it's not individual scoring, Steve.
That's right. Baker-style bowling demands a team effort. It really does. And in classes C and D with 4-player teams, it's a little more unique, as your first and second bowlers will bowl 3 frames versus 2 frames. If you have 5 players, obviously everybody bowls 2 frames. So instead of having your anchor or your go-to player be in that 4th or 5th spot, you're going to have 2 players that you'll want to lead off in frames 1 and 2, because they will actually end up bowling frames 9 and 10. We'll kind of keep you clued in as we go along here, but this is, just like a football team now, Larry. You've got to have 11 people on a football team that are going at it, and everybody has to do their assignment. In Baker-style bowling, you need to have all 4 or 5 of your players be hot.
So first look at Jaden Steeren. Very consistent bowler, says her coach, Brian Schnorr. Averages 130. She's a senior on the team. Always tough to take that first shot on TV, but hey, it pays off well for Jaden. Good start for those Trojans. Now up on the right-hand lane, a junior, Emily Strong, out of Newman Grove. Tim Kruger, her head coach. Pulls that a little to the left. Has some work to do with the 1-3-5-6 left. Now up on the left-hand lane is Amber Metchke. Metchke, the senior leader, loves pressure. She will be bowling in the 10th frame. Good solid fundamentals there. Tries to climb the hill. She's got work to do as well.
A couple of tough spares here for both the ladies.
Here's Strong hanging on and just slides by the left side. So first open. That gives the Trojans the early lead by 10. Always important in these situations too, Steve, especially on a strike. She has 6 count. Important to get count here, not only to pick up the spare, but even 3 equals 6 pins when you're on a strike.
That's correct.
Good solid shot, and there is the 3. Didn't mean to suggest, Amber, that you would only get 3, but now an opportunity to pull back to even for the anchor bowler for Newman Grove. Here's Savannah Weezy. Straight up the boards and gets the carry. Great reaction as well from Savannah Weezy, the sophomore.
That was straight and great, as they call it in bowling. A lot of speed, kept it right at the pocket.
On the left-hand lane now goes crossover again.
The nerves are going to take a little time here to settle in. A lot of them are
big double on the right-hand lane.
A lot of girls are worried about possibly even throwing it in the gutter, I suppose. So you're going to see a few pull shots where the ball's going to cross over and go on the Brooklyn side, and they'll loosen up as we go.
So here's Lindsay Peters, the freshman, most improved by far on the team, says her coach.
That's a good release, Larry. She has a nice, slow, deliberate delivery. Good release. Just needs to loosen up just a little bit. Trust that ball to the right. Let it hook in. All righties so far in our first match.
Looking for a carry and leaves the 6-pin. Good shot there by Crystal Salinas. And now on the left-hand lane, here's Savannah Miller, another freshman. Savannah leaves that just a little bit outside, has some work with the 1-2-8. And Salinas now on the right-hand lane. And great cover. That's the secret to success right there. Pick up your spares.
Yes. Scribner Snyder needs a spare quickly. Stay in this.
Miller climbed the hill and leaves that 8-pin in the back. So 3 consecutive opens for Scribner Snyder. And if you look at experience, it's heavily weighted in the side of Newman Grove. Newman Grove ladies making their 4th trip to the finals. They are the defending state champs.
That's right.
So Newman Grove was here last year with Tim Kruger, won it all. Back on the left-hand lane, here's Jaden Steeren. Started off with a strike early on. And a little light there. Now Strong back up on the right lane.
What you've seen so far with Newman Grove is you've seen just keeping the ball around the pocket area. Not too many of them hook the ball a whole lot. A lot of them throw the ball pretty straight, but keeping the ball in play, and that's their first open since the first frame. So spare here will close the gap a little bit.
And a good cover by Steeren. So now the 2 sides will switch lanes after 5 frames. Our opportunity to tell you. You can also watch the 2014 Nebraska High School Boys Bowling Championships on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Boys, of course, coming up next week. The girls you can see on the tablet. On our new NET Nebraska app. Download it by going to the website, netnebraska.org/sports.
Getting just a little fast there with the approach. You watch her feet. She got to the foul line quickly. Had to put the brakes on to avoid a foul, so that might have been just a bit too much speed. That's a nice release, nice roll there, Larry.
Amber Metschke carries the 5, trips it out. Opportunity here now for Scribner Snyder to get back into this. And here's Wheezy. Hold on to that lead. And a good cover. 30-pin advantage for Newman Grove.
Another good release. Hand rotates around the side of the ball. Just a tough break there. Nice, slow, deliberate approach there. You know, a lot of times coaches teach you try to go heel-toe with your footwork. Keeps your approach slow. Gets you to the foul line in balance. That was a good shot. Just with the reverse spin on the ball, it deflects, leaving the 5 and the 8. She'll want to go right between the 4 and the 5 here. She'll bring it in from the right.
Lindsey Peters.
Ball will try to go right in between just like that.
Great shot by Lindsey Peters. Picks up the split conversion.
Big spare here, Larry, to keep this tight. Fairly easy 5 and the 9. She should throw the ball just like she did at her strike shot, and did it well.
And a good cover by the freshman, Kopecky. So nerves have settled a bit on the Scribner Snyder side, and now 3 consecutive marks after 3 opens. Here's one of their leaders, Savannah Miller.
Needs to cover that easy 3-pin to keep within about 15 pins right now. A strike here will give Newman Grove in the getting close to the end of the first game here. 20-plus pin lead, but now that's a tough spare. The 1, the 2, and the 9. So a spare here by Scribner Snyder will get this match close to even. It's going to have to skid.
Just slides by. So a tough break. 112 through 8. And a mark here would extend that lead to about 25 with a spare.
When she let go of it, Larry, you could tell hand rotated the opposite way and the ball went right to the right off her hand.
Door still open here for Jaden Steeren. Down by 13, and Steeren just a bit high, leaves the 4. Back on the left lane, trying to hold on to that lead. Here's Emily Strong, the junior.
Needs a mark badly to hang on to that. It's going to be right in the pocket area. Good break there, leaving the 5 only. Now we're going to start to see some cross lane spares. You'll see your right-hander here go across the lane at the 4-pin. Ball's got to get through that heavy amount of condition there in the center part of the lane, but that was right at it. You need to go straight at your spares when you're dealing with freshly conditioned lanes here at Sun Valley Lanes. Usually more oil in the center of the lane with a little less oil out to the sides towards the gutters.
Now that will make it interesting now as we head to the 10th frame with both anchor bowlers, because a strike here by Mechke on the right lane will make it a 2-pin game.
Chance for Scribner Snyder to take the lead here right at the end of the first game. Best of 5, first team that wins 3 Baker games will be the state champions for Class D.
Shot by Mechke.
Pulled it a little bit. She let go. You know, one thing you see more and more of, Larry, with today's aggressive bowling balls is bowlers are now taught to throw the ball into the lane instead of lofting the ball. When that ball came off of her hand, it kind of went up in the air a little bit, and by doing that, that ball tends to grab the lane sooner. Caused her to leave a tough spare.
1-2-4.
Yeah, tough spares on both here, so this is going to be interesting to see how it goes.
So Mechke can keep her team in it with a mark here.
She really needs to
Must
pick this up.
Mark. A 6-pin difference. Mechke has to have it, needs to climb the hill.
No, won't be enough.
And that will do it. So game number 1 will go to Newman Grove. And the defending state champs out to the early lead. 136 for Scribner Snyder, already 143 for Newman Grove. And with the mark, they'll add to that total. As we said, Newman Grove, your defending state champ. They've been in these championship finals 3 consecutive years. Back in 2012, they were the runner-up to Dodge. Won it last year, knocking off Ravenna. And only the 2nd trip ever for Scribner Snyder. Their other trip, they finished 2nd back in 2009. Losing to Alma. So there's the final in game number 1. 153-136. Newman Grove on top, 1 game to none. There's more Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Championships next weekend on NET Sports. Nebraska's best high school boys will compete next Sunday beginning at 8 a.m. Central, only on NET1. You can catch it on the web at netnebraska.org/sports or on the new NET Nebraska app. So, get going here in game number 2. Newman Grove starts it off. Emily Strong. Now here's Scribner Snyder's Jaden Steeren. She was solid in game number 1. Here's Emily Strong. Strong, a 4.0 student. Getting ready right here. She's currently taking college courses already, getting those out of the way, preparing for where she will head to college next year, still in 2 years actually, just a junior, 4.0 and taking college courses. And a great cover by Steeren. Very consistent bowler. Now on the left-hand lane, Savannah Weezy comes in a little high, leaves the 6-10.
Watch the release here on lane 29. Hand and ball come off.
Amber Mechke with the strike.
Amber keeps that hand right behind the ball with a little bit of rotation right at the end. Still not trusting the ball far enough to the right where they're going Brooklyn, but that doesn't matter as it strikes, but that's good form, good rotation.
Coach says Weezy, a solid spare shooter, picks up that.
She's solid because she throws it straight at it, Larry, with a lot of speed. Takes some of the room for error out of the approach and release. Big breath.
There's Lindsey Peters now on the right-hand lane.
That's a good shot, Larry. Oh. First big solid tap we've seen. That was probably the best shot we've seen so far today. That ball, the 10 pin just went right around, or excuse me, the 6 pin went right around the 10.
Peters now to pick up the 10 pin. For some reason, this is the one that just scares so many youth bowlers.
Well, you're going to go across the lane. You got that gutter into the right that you got to be careful of. So typically what you see is what you see right there as you see him pull the ball. Just don't want to throw it in the gutter. So that does happen a lot. A lot of times you'll see people try to flatten the ball out, throw a little less hook.
Good cover by Bridget Borgheink. Borgheink, the freshman. So back up on the right-hand lane now. Savannah Miller.
Like that crouch at the beginning. But she comes out of the ball with a good release.
Little high, but tripped out the 7 and the 10. Leaves the 6 pin for the freshman Savannah Miller. Here's Crystal Salinas. Salinas.
Another one straight at it. Just ball kind of came off her hand. You watched her release. Her hand and arm kind of went to the right a little bit at the point of release. Causes that ball to float a little bit to the right. Cross lane at the 6 pin. Pulled it again. Just everybody's just a little scared of throwing it into the gutter there, Larry. So,
well, a spare here now, and Newman Grove can regain the lead.
Right down the center at the 1 and the 2.
And Salinas got it. Big spare for Coach Tim Kruger and his Blue Jays of Newman Grove.
A lot of oil in the center of the lane. What you saw there when Jaden released the ball came off her hand and was in that heavily concentrated area of oil on the lane. The ball did not get into its roll, even the washout. So what you see in contrast with the girls from Newman Grove is you see them not throwing a lot of hook and just playing accurately right down the center of the lane.
And steering with the open for Scribner Snyder. Chance to extend the lead for Newman Grove. 3 consecutive opens by the Trojans.
Cross lane at the 6.
Good cover by Emily Strong.
Gives them about a 20-pin lead there, Larry. So as we go into the second half of the game in Baker bowling, the teams will switch sides now. We bowl 5 frames on one lane, and then after half the game is through, you switch sides. So you bowl all the remaining frames on the opposite lane.
So here's Savannah Weezy, the sophomore.
This is speed right here.
Part of that state championship team last year as a freshman, and gets the 10 out. Leaves the 5-8. Here's Amber Metchke on the left-hand lane. Metchke shot a 257 this year.
She's got great bowling form. At least the ball's pretty good. Just everybody's just a little scared to get it far enough to the right to where they just not trusting the ball enough. You're going to see Savannah here throw the ball dead straight down the center at the 5 and the 9.
Savannah picks it up. Weezy finished 4th in the state in singles during the singles competition, which goes on concurrently along with the team event. The top 3 scores from yesterday added up.
Whoa. Had to put the brakes on there.
Almost fouled. You saw the look afterwards from Metchke.
Coach Schnorr needs to probably just settle his girls down and remind them that, got to get some spares here. Make an adjustment on the lane to get the ball to finish a little closer towards the pocket.
Alexis Kopecki now into the game, the freshman. Here's Lindsey Peters.
Another good form. Slow approach. 4 steps. saw what happened when she let go of the ball area. You actually saw the underside of her palm pointing towards the pins, which is a sign that she rotated the ball too quickly. And by coming out of the ball and topping it or coming across the top of it causes that ball to hook quickly. Dork slides a little bit further open for Scribner Snyder. They need to spare badly here. Spare here will get him back to around 10 pins of a deficit. It's got a chance. Got a hook.
So a couple of opens by both teams in the 7th frame, and still a 24-pin lead for Newman Grove. Salinas now. And Salinas comes up light. Leaves the 1-2-9.
And she does just the opposite of what the bowler before her did. As her hand, she throws a little bit of a reverse hook where the ball will hook from left to right for the right-handed bowler. That's a good shot, Larry. Oh, just a tough break.
Bad break. Didn't quite get the 10 to kick out. There's the 5-8-10. Tough spare coming up. So an opportunity here for Newman Grove to extend that lead. Just off by Salinas. So back on the left-hand lane, here's Savannah Miller.
Watching that mark, got her eyes peeled right on the range finders for the lane. Good run at the 5, 8, and the 10. Couldn't slide it over, so got ourselves still have ourselves a ball game here. 23-pin lead by Newman Grove. A mark here is going to make it difficult for Scribner Snyder to get caught up, but must strike here.
Now up on the right-hand lane is Emily Strong, the junior. Averages 148. You know, she had to take a bit of a hiatus this year, Steve, from bowling, because she was one of the many in Omaha qualifying for American Idol.
Wow.
And she actually made the top 500, and she advanced. She's one of those, you'll see on American Idol, moved on, and she's trying to let her team advance here in the state championships.
In other words, unlike us, she's got talent.
That's right.
Well, that's just a great deal. Well, it's going to be all or nothing now for Scribner Snyder. You're going to pretty much with a mark here. Savannah Weezy can sew things up, actually just some pin counts, all she needs now for potential 131 best score for Scribner Snyder, where Newman Grove's already got it wrapped up with that 7 count. So
the win in game number 2 will also go to Newman Grove. And the Blue Jays take a commanding 2-0 lead. As we said, it's the best of 5 Baker, so 2-0. And we've seen a lot of instances this year here at State where a team has come from 2-0 down to come back and win 3-2. It's amazing what the pressure of just being that close to a win can do to the team that's up 2-0.
Well,
and you loosen up when you're down 2-0, I think, too.
You do, and there's an opportunity for the team that's up 2-0 to maybe relax a little bit. But what we have saw out of Scribner Snyder is just we need to have them clean up their spares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 open frames. Now 8 open frames for Scribner Snyder in that game. That's just not going to win you a lot of ball games.
And Brian Schnorr would say very uncharacteristic of his team. So the Trojans down 2-0, and there's your team that leads. The Blue Jays of Newman Grove. They are 7-3 on the year.
You're looking at Coach Tim Kruger there for the Blue Jays, the proprietor of Newman Grove Bowl. A little 6-lane house in Newman Grove, Nebraska. It's a neat place, clean town.
Social media, great place to connect with us. Hook up on Facebook.com, Twitter, add a comment. Catch up on the latest Nebraska sports info. Make sure to like NET Sports and Big Red Wrap Up. You can join the discussion in the social stratosphere of NET.
You're not tweeting during the broadcast, Larry?
Not this week.
No. Today's one of your non-tweeting week days.
It's a Twitter-free zone we're in here.
All right.
if those exist anymore.
Yeah.
Leaving the 5-pin for Emily Strong.
Well, Jaden Steeren here needs to set the tone and pick up the spare. This is where they've struggled the first 2 matches. Spare here will get them fired up again.
Just what the Trojans needed. So now the 5-pin remaining for Emily Strong, who's Blue Jays of Newman Grove in their 3rd consecutive trip here on NET in the state championships. Just tugged it a bit. So the first lead for Scribner Snyder. Here's Metchke, moves it a little wide. And leaves the left side, still work to do.
Just looking at Emily Strong's bio here, and this young lady that was the leadoff bowler for Newman Grove. Here's what she likes to do, Larry. She likes 4-H drama, speech, FFA, volleyball, dance, basketball, sing, acting, sewing, drawing, writing poetry, and she likes to build guns.
Build guns.
All of that as a high school senior.
That's incredible. I think she's a junior.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she'll have more time. Uh-oh.
And Weezy pulls that to the left and says, let's just shake it off. Get that out of the system. 2 consecutive opens. Scribner Snyder with 2 consecutive spares. And this, well, we talked about it a little bit. You can get a little tense as you know you're 10 frames away from a state title. Scribner Snyder maybe loosening up a little more.
Well, one of their attributes, Coach Schnorr said about his team, is the ability to pick up spares. So
yeah.
Getting a little bit of comfort now as they're in their 3rd game on TV.
Right down the middle, and a big strike by Bridget Borgheink.
Need to keep it going here. Not cross lane, but should be using her strike target at the 1, 2, 5, and the 9. Need to hit pretty much the head pin square on to have a chance. And as that ball came off her hand, you saw it go to the right.
A small opening now for the Blue Jays, who are down.
Watch Crystal Salinas here. She comes out of the ball. The ball fades a little bit to the right. Ooh, first big split we've seen today so far. 6 and the 7.
You saw on the scoreboard just a second ago the importance of pin count on spares. You know, Scribner Snyder, while they lead and they've had a mark in the first 2 frames, they've had a 6-pin count on each of their marks, which can be really costly. Newman Grove, which had opened the first 2 frames, they only trail by really 10 pins despite a 2-mark difference because of pin count.
You don't want to go into a match and if you can get 1 pin like Crystal's going to try to do here on lane 29, that 1 pin cost her an extra pin in count.
Right.
Where if she would have got 1, she would have ended up with 44 instead of 44 instead of 43. But typically when you start to double and you start to amass some strikes in a row, you always want to get pin count. If you've got to pick that split up to have a chance to win, then you should go for it. But you want to knock down as many pins as possible because you end up at the end of the game and that 1 or 2 missed pins on that split conversion may have be just enough to cost you the match.
Jaden Steeren wasting no time and leaves the washout.
Second time she's done that now, and you know the lane conditioning pattern here at Sun Valley Lanes is a pretty traditional, what we would call a house condition. The lanes do play a little slick here, meaning that the ball skids maybe a little more than some of these girls are used to. The heaviest concentration of the oil is between the second arrow on the right and the second arrow on the left, which would be the 10th board on either side of the lane, left or right. Outside of that, between the first and second arrow is a little drier, so girls that hook the ball a little more, like Jaden Steeren and a few others, should be playing a little more in that area where it's a little drier to get that ball to hook in towards the pocket.
Both teams with opens in the 5th. It's 57-52. There you see the score. Scribner Snyder clinging on to a 5-pin lead, a must-win for the Trojans of Scribner Snyder. Newman Grove wins this. They sweep the state championship and capture it back-to-back years. Here's Savannah Weezy. And Weezy with the big strike to get her team going. And now the anchor bowler for the Trojans will try to respond. Amber Metchke, the senior, loves pressure. Little high. Leaves a very difficult 4-10 split.
Things beginning to slide away a little bit now for Scribner Snyder. I would, with just a 3-pin difference, it's going to be important for her to get that 1 pin, get that 4 pin, to stay close and count. If they were down by 20 or 30, you'd go for the spare, Larry, but just get that 1 pin and count, and maybe hope in frames 8 and 9 you can double to get back into the lead. Newman Grove's going to end up with about a 15-pin lead here.
Good job
based on the spare. Yep, you bet. Alexis Kopecky here can really start getting the nails and hammer for the coffin.
You notice as she gets ready to bowl with that T-zone bowling ball and it falls off to the right, she did a quick glance to her left. There's a big screen down there where the players can see the score and themselves. That's difficult to focus out there. You're in an environment you're not used to bowling in with a lot of lights and TV cameras and fans screaming.
This is all, even though some of these girls have been here in the past, especially the Newman Grove girls, this is just quite the setting. It's really a great setting for high school bowling. Ugh. It's a mess is what that is, Larry.
A lot of work there.
Good news is it's a makeable spare. She can convert that by putting the ball back into the pocket area.
Here's Salinas right around the pocket. Leaves the 4-7. Lindsay Peters now really needs a spare here to keep her team in it.
She needs to be playing closer to the second arrow and have the ball just go right up that second arrow pretty straight. And then that should cause the ball to go right into the right side of the head pin in what would be the 1 of the 3 pocket. And that will drive the ball through the cluster of pins. And as you see, she really, really pulled that. So it's looking a little gloomier now. Newman Grove's lead expands now. With a spare here, will expand to about 28 pins. So right straight at it.
Good cover by Salinas. Crystal Salinas with the conversion.
Well, this is almost must-strike territory now for Savannah Miller. Needs to carry the Brooklyn.
Hang on, mix them up. Ooh, wobbles the 10 but can't get it to fall.
Emily Strong here can just about lock it up with a strike. She pulls it too.
Still an open door here, but a very big shot coming up for Savannah Miller. First season bowling for the freshman, Savannah Miller. Finds herself here at the state championship.
Good form.
Yeah.
Stands up a little on the release, needs to stay down, but there's our first
big conversion.
First cross lane conversion that keeps them in the hunt.
Big shot by the freshman.
Now, if Newman Grove doesn't cover here, could be.
He needs to get up.
A little closer.
Well, that'll tighten things up as now 101 through 9. Here's the 9th frame shot. Need a lot of count on that spare and steering with a 7 count. Important mark here. A mark here and they can actually take the lead with good count on the 10. And count has been a concern for this Scribner Snyder team.
This is the one.
Your anchor bowler coming up.
That's right. Sorry, Larry. 1-2-8 spare, very makeable. She needs to put the ball right on, just a little bit left of center of the head pin.
Really needs it.
Oh, and that was just right on the head pin. If she would have got that just a couple of inches, a couple of boards a little further left, she would have carried the 9. So, well, the story's right here. It's a 5-pin lead for Newman Grove.
You saw Tim Kruger talking with Savannah Weezy, encouraging her. The sophomore Weezy, one of his best bowlers. 5-pin advantage. Right down the pipe, leaves the 4-pin. So an opportunity here for Scribner Snyder to get back into it. Here's Amber Metchke, the senior. Said she loves the pressure, loves being the anchor. Important shot here.
That's a good shot, Larry. That's going to be right out the pocket.
Oh, big shot and a horrible break. Leaves a solid 10-pin. One of the best shots we've seen so far today.
Well, both these, it's going to be a race of spares here, or whoever can error the least. Cross lane at the 7. Okay.
Big cover. And now she needs 6 pins. Must make here. Must make for Metchke.
That's right.
Misses this, and the championship goes to Newman Grove.
Oh, that's not going to do it, Larry.
Get over. No.
Not going to do it.
That will do it. Coach looking to count it up in his head. And he says, yep. Just right down the middle. We got this one. Already with a 111 plus whatever she has here, and 105, the total score for Scribner Snyder.
Well, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy than Tim Kruger.
That does it.
Tim Farms runs the bowling center, coaches the bowling team, an all-around good guy.
Back-to-back state championships for the Blue Jays of Newman Grove. Congratulations, ladies. And a disappointed group from Newman Grove. Or I'm sorry, from Scribner Snyder.
Just spares, Larry. And, you know, it's first match of the day, nerves, all that stuff. A lot of these girls hadn't been on the telecast before in years past, but got to pick those spares up. And it's kind of tough to overcome the errors when there's not enough strikes rolled to get you back to the positive side of the score sheet.
It was a sweep for Newman Grove. They win it over Scribner Snyder in the third, 120-105. When we come back, medal and trophy presentations coming up right here on NET.
Trusted by parents, loved by kids. You're watching NET1.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, thanks for depositing that check for me today. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you more.
I love you way more.
You're the best.
You're way better.
You're my huggy bear.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, U.S. Bank is there when you need us.
When something's difficult, like defying gravity, or navigating the new healthcare law, why face it alone? Call or visit us at the Blue Store at nebraskablue.com. Ask Blue your questions, like what's required and can I get help paying for it? Then rely on Blue to help you navigate the system. Most Nebraskans are required to have health insurance or face penalties. Time is almost up. Get what you need. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Back at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska, the Class D Girls State Championship in the books. It's Newman Grove. They're your state champs. And now with the state champs, let's go down to Steve Simpek. Here's Steve.
All right. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate it very much. And here we are with back-to-back state champion, the Newman Grove Blue Jays, Coach Kruger. How many does this make for you now total?
For the girls, it would be 3 state titles and about 3 runner-up.
Wow, that's pretty good. And we've got Savannah Wheezy here. So you got two medals, 2 trophies now to take back to school. What's the difference between this year and last year? I mean, you won, so it couldn't be a lot of difference. But tell us about the makeup of your team this year. You got 2 new freshmen on the team.
Yes, we got 2 new freshmen. They improved a lot this year, even though we lost one last year. We came out strong like always and made our home team proud and our school proud and our coaches proud.
Well, Mr. Kruger takes care of the bowling alley and does a lot of different things to make sure you guys have all the tools to win. And back-to-back state championships for Newman Grove. Larry, back to you. Let's hear it for the Blue Jays.
So congratulations one more time to Newman Grove. Tim Kruger, the head coach, and Savannah Wheezy, the sophomore leader of that team, along with Emily Strong. And there's the happy ladies. And now for the medal and trophy presentations, here's our public address announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our 2 finalists? And now for the awards presentation. Your Class D girls runner-up, the Scribner Snyder Trojans. Coaches Brian Schnorr and Mark Kreichmeyer. Number 5, Jaden Steeren. Number 27, Lindsay Peters. Number 4, Savannah Miller. Number 1, Amber Metschke. And ladies, here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations to the Scribner Snyder Trojans, your Class D girls runner-up. Now, here is your 2013-2014 Class D girls state champions, the Newman Grove Blue Jays. Coaches Tim Kruger and Nancy Kopecki. Number 10, Savannah Wheezy. Number 7, Emily Strong. Number 13, Crystal Salinas. Double 0, Alexis Kopecki. Number 8, Bridget Borgheinik. And ladies, here's your championship trophy. Congratulations to the 2013-2014 Class D Girls Champions.
So congratulations one more time to the state champs in Class D, the Newman Grove Blue Jays, back-to-back state titles. And they were runner-up in 2012, 3 consecutive trips into the finals and 2 state championships. Here's a look at the singles action from earlier this week. Brenda Tran of Hastings St. Cecilia was the state medalist. The top 5 all first-team performers. The second 5, including Amber Metschke of Scribner Snyder and Savannah Miller of Scribner Snyder, on the second team all-state in girls singles. Lots more to come here this morning on NET Sports. The Class C State Championship on the way. First ever trip for North Bend. It'll be North Bend taking on Norfolk Catholic when we come back right here on NET.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, can I keep it? I know, right? I'm gonna go strap it to the car.
Mom, do you have any idea how expensive books are?
It was such a lovely time. Oh, you know what? Don't forget to give me that. Whoops, that was expensive. I can pay for that.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, U.S. Bank is there when you need us.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. I want to remind you, get your copy of the 2014 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD, offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Just visit NHSBF.com and follow the links to preserve your state championship memories for a lifetime. So a good one here coming up in Class C. Two of the top teams in the state. Norfolk Catholic, Rick Gray is the head coach. Andrea Steffen, Jennifer Blank, Beth Reed, Mila Gray, Blair Wagner, Sabrina Swinson, and Therese Lux. That's a look at the Knights of Norfolk Catholic. Sean Jewell leads the North Bend Tigers. They're led by Mackenzie Daniels, just a sophomore, Alex Cole, the freshman, a couple of seniors in Anna Lewis and Brett Jewell, and Bailey Zeleny is the junior. Should be a good one. North Bend taking on Norfolk Catholic. Warm-ups are happening now. When we come back, all the action right here on NET.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The Soybean Checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
When something's difficult, like defying gravity, or navigating the new healthcare law, why face it alone? Call or visit us at the Blue Store at nebraskablue.com. Ask Blue your questions like, what's required? And can I get help paying for it? Then rely on Blue to help you navigate the system. Most Nebraskans are required to have health insurance or face penalties. Time is almost up. Get what you need. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, thanks for depositing that check for me today. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you more.
I love you way more.
You're the best.
You're way better.
You're my huggy bear.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, U.S. Bank is there when you need us.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Tom Kelly's Pro Shop is your home for bowling supplies. Established in 1980, the shop offers 45 different shoe styles, including the complete line of Brunswick, thousands of balls, and over 200 different styles of bags. A father and son team with experience in drilling since 1958 use customized hand measuring and the latest equipment to provide you with the right fit. You can walk in, find everything you need, and go bowling the same day. Tom Kelly's Pro Shop, located in Omaha and Norfolk.
Hello, I'm Kevin Kugler, inviting you to join the NET Sports Partners Club. With your support, NET brings you hundreds of hours of sports action each year. You count on NET for Husker Volleyball, Big Red Wrap-Up, and all the outstanding college and high school championship sports action in Nebraska. NET is Nebraska's home for sports, and sports partners like you make it happen. Thank you.
Well, next Saturday on NET Sports, we bring you the finals of the NSAA High School Wrestling Championships live from Omaha's CenturyLink Center. Coverage in all classes and weight divisions begins at 3 Central on NET1. A live webcast will be available on our website and on the new NET Nebraska app. Check that out if you haven't got it yet. We've got a good one here in Class C. Class D state champion just crowned. On the girls' side, of course, it was Newman Grove winning 3-0 over Scribner Snyder, and now we have the top 2 ranked teams in the state. Of course, there's a coaches poll in Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. The coaches rank teams across the state, and these teams 1 and 2. It's North Bend ranked number 1, Norfolk Catholic ranked number 2. Ironically, if you take a look at the way they were seeded after the 4 games yesterday, Norfolk Catholic was number 1, North Bend number 2. So pretty confident in saying we have here today with us the 2 best teams in Class C.
That's right, Larry, and we've got just a great group of girls here. All of them great academic students along with great in athletics. And
Beth Reed with the first shot comes up just a little light, leaves the dinner bucket on the left side. So now on the right lane, here's Bailey Zeleny, the junior, averages 179, crosses over, can't get the 7 to go, and leaves a tough split here early, the 6-7.
Just watching him warm up a little bit, and everybody seems to still be kind of struggling a little bit to find exactly where they can get comfortable and play on the lanes. Typically here at Sun Valley Lanes, early in matches, if you don't hook the ball a lot, you'll want to be playing closer to the second arrow and possibly swinging it outside to the first arrow. It looks like they're going to have to play a little further inside, as the area further out to the right seems to have a little more conditioner and oil on it, meaning that it's not going to free hook back to the pocket. That's about the right spot right there, Larry, even though that was just tugged slightly by Mila there. You're going to need to be pretty much straight up the second arrow on your first shot, right about that spot.
Brett Jewell mixes them up, slides the 5-pin over, but can't get it to fall. It will stay in range. Here's look at Mila Gray, the senior, averages 185 for the Knights of Norfolk Catholic. She'll just be looking to get 2 here, get count. That slides off the side of the lane, so early nerves. We don't have a mark yet. 3 frames, looking for the first one here, and delivered by Brett Jewell. So Jewell, the senior who averages 181, gives the Tigers of North Bend the early lead.
Norfolk Catholics had a great program up there since they entered the High School Bowling Federation a few years back.
That's crossed over by Andrea Steffen, leaves the 5-pin. And now in the right-hand lane, Alex Cole. Cole, a freshman. Get one of those out, and she does. That makes it a much more convertible spare for Alex Cole. Steffen now to convert the 5-pin for the first mark of the game for the Knights. Good conversion. Now we're settling the nerves down. 3 straight marks in this Class B title. Norfolk Catholic getting here with wins over Boone Central and Ogallala. That comes in high for Blair Wagner. And now in the right-hand lane, Anna Lewis. Anna, senior, averages 131. Gets the 10 to trip away from the 3-pin. Look at the fingertip grip. Blair Wagner.
Fingertip grip allows your hand to encompass more span around the ball. Allows you to control it a little better and get maximum lift at the point of release.
And Lewis now for the single pin, the 3.
Right, straight at it, Larry. Good technique.
Good cover.
Back up to our leadoff bowlers now as they begin their second trip through for Bakers.
Here's Beth Reed.
Same exact shot she left in the opening frame. Well, not exactly the same, but same area right around the head pin.
Zeleny crosses over. Can't get the 6 to trip. She'll have a single pin. A lot of single pins here for North Bend.
Got to pick them up, though.
Consecutive, and they have.
Got to pick them up, and they've done so.
Here's Reed. Reed with the cover. Keeps the Knights close. Right now a 15-pin lead by North Bend. Ooh, just slides by the 6-pin, and that will open the door just a bit. A chance here with the strike to cut it to 4 for Norfolk Catholic, but first, up on the left-hand lane, here's Brett Jewell. Jewell, the team leader.
Good release, deep knee bend. Just, everybody's just a little shy to let that ball fade a little bit to the right, trying to actually fit it into the pocket, we say.
There's the team leader for Norfolk Catholic, Mila Gray. Good shot, buries it. Mila's second shot of the afternoon. The first one looked good, just came in a little high, and that one right there.
She's a senior. She'll be bowling at Hastings College next year, Larry. 3.9 GPA for Mila. Great student.
It's a good pickup for Hastings College. You know, they're in the infancy of that women's bowling program in Hastings.
Great opportunities for men and women, but especially women with the NCAA picking that up as a actual varsity sport.
A little overreaction there by Stefan. Comes in high. On the left-hand lane, spinning, trying to kick the 5 out of there, and the head pin will sit and look at the 5 and not touch it.
Just a tough break there. Ball was in the pocket, just could not drive that 5-pin out. So 2 splits here for each team. Going cross lane. Andrea want to just get the 4 and the 7 if at all possible, and people don't understand what that means when you're coming off of a strike there.
Yeah,
that's a 2-pin loss and count. When you're in a state championship where every pin matters, you want to, especially when you have a split conversion that's not likely to be picked up, you want to get every bit of pinfall you can.
That was worth 4 pins because it was on the strike. Wagner crosses over. She does get the mix. The 5-10 and out for Blair Wagner. A big shot coming off of the open by both teams. So a 3-pin game right now. An important shot here for North Bend, right in the pocket. They don't get the advantage of the carry and leaves a 10-pin. So a little bit of work for Anna Lewis left.
It's a good shot. Put the ball in the pocket. Tough break on the 10.
Beth Reed, a chance for a big double. That's in the pocket. Can she get the carry? No. Like you said, she's having trouble getting it back to the pocket.
Yeah, she just getting closer. Came high the last shot. Comes up light this shot. Needs to make a minor adjustment. Cross lane at the 10. Well done, Larry.
Very good cover. An important cover for Anna Lewis.
This is the dinner bucket. This is the 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. A lot of ways to miss this. You want to put the ball right between the 2 and the 5. Let the ball carry out the main part of it, just like that.
That to keep the lead for Beth Reed. Very important shot. So now on the left-hand lane, Alex Cole, like her fundamentals. Very low at the approach, good follow through. Make that Bailey Zeleny. Now on the right-hand lane, here's Milo Gray. Crosses over.
Good break.
Got the head pin to come off the wall. Kick the 10 and the 5. Holds on to the lead.
Switching to a different ball there for her spare, even though it was right in the middle part of the lane.
Zeleny covers it up.
26-pin lead for Norfolk Catholic right now, Larry.
Strike here would give the win to the Knights. Strike here shuts out North Bend, crosses over, can't get it. So still an opportunity for the Tigers, but this first strike is a must for Brett Jewell.
Good release.
Has to
Deep
strike.
end. Great.
Got it. Trips it off the wall. Still an opportunity. So 154 is the best that Norfolk Catholic can do, and that's if Mila Gray picks up this single pin. Good conversion by Gray, and that makes it 154 for Norfolk Catholic. So now we have to wait and see here. If she strikes here, they've likely got game one. Does North Bend strike? Needed to get up, but it didn't. So they'll finish roughly with 146 to 8, somewhere in there, likely. And Norfolk Catholic will take game number 1. Norfolk Catholic won a state championship back in 2011. Haven't been back in the championship since then. That was their one and only appearance in the state finals and the state championship match. 8 teams throughout the state qualify to come here to Lincoln. They bowl 4 games the first day. And then those 8 teams start bowling against each other, and we get down to the top 2, and here we are. So 154 to 147, the final in game number 1. I want to remind you about NET's new app. You can watch sports anytime, anywhere, just by downloading the free NET Nebraska app. Watch college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, live web streams. There's so much more out there. Just search for NET Nebraska in the App Store or download it free at netnebraska.org/apps. If you haven't got your app, Steve, you got to...
Oh, I got apps, buddy.
All right.
I got
Get out
apps,
there and get
apps, and apps.
NET app. That's the one you want. Get rid of that Angry Free Birds, whatever.
Flappy Bird, or whatever they call it.
That's the new one, isn't it?
Yeah. Not much a Flappy Bird guy.
Just a little flappy, huh?
Yeah.
Beth Reed with the big strike to start it out. Zeleny chops.
What we saw in the first game, Larry, sorry about that. What we saw in the first game is just the lack of spare shooting by North Bend. A lot of spare shooting, a lot of spares missed, I should say, and Norfolk Catholic just stayed.
Solid shot by Mila Gray. Big double.
Stays right there. Better shot.
Yeah, good shot. Just couldn't get that 5 out of there. Rattles it around a little bit. So here, a big opportunity for Andrea Steffen.
If you're Norfolk Catholic, you're thinking if you can jump out on a great program like North Bend with a 3-bagger to open the match after winning.
Crosses over, leaves the 5-9. Important conversion here for Brett Jewell in the left-hand lane for North Bend. Down 20 already. Covers it up.
Five in the 9. She wants to play right in the same area where she throws her strike shot. That came off her hand a little early. Thumb went down, causing that ball to hook a little early.
Alex Cole now. Cole comes up light but gets the carry.
Throws the ball very well. Just a freshman, averaging 152 already. Comes out of that ball real well. Good rotation.
Little crossover. It's a big opportunity here for Mackenzie Daniels. First look at Mackenzie. Crosses over.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's the break.
What a trip by Mackenzie Daniels, the sophomore. In her first shot on TV, a big double, and that evens it back up. And Now an important spare conversion here for Blair Wagner.
Blair converts on the spare to keep it to a single-digit lead. Strike here. Give them a big lead. And they got the rattler, the mixer, the carry.
Bailey is their fire plug, they say. She comes off and charges up the team, very bubbly. She's the team leader, and she was enthusiastic after that shot, Larry. She made a nice move, moved a little further right with her feet, causing the ball to be closer to the pocket area.
Great resilience by this North Bend team here early. They lose game number 1. They come out in game number 2 and go open 9 spare. They see Norfolk Catholic throw a double at them early, take a 20-pin lead, but they've answered with 3 straight. And now an important spare conversion for Beth Reed.
Slide.
And it does. So keeping it close with the spare is Beth Reed. They'll switch sides, and you look at the score, it's high 80s for North Bend. They have about a 17, 16-pin lead, depending on count. If you assume 10, it's a 17-pin lead. So here's Mila Gray, senior leader of this team.
She's been in the pocket area her last 3 shots, and that one just pulls it about 2 or 3 boards. Gets the penalty.
Both of her shots in the left-hand lane, Steve, are coming high.
Yeah. It's a good shot, Larry.
4 in a row for North Bend. The Tigers. A little bit of growl here.
North Bend is part of the program that was developed by the proprietor of the bowling center in town, Randy Dodge, owns Dodge Lanes in North Bend. And Randy, coming from that area, and also been living in the Fremont area where youth bowling is very, very strong. And they get phenomenal coaching. The community is behind them. They have a very active booster club. You're not going to see too many more successful programs than you'll see at North Bend. And you're seeing, just watching the form and the just the skills of all the players. They do a great job.
We want to see the North Bend guys. Tune in next week right here on NET, as the North Bend boys also made the state finals.
As a Class C team, I'd put them up against about any Class A team.
Absolutely. It's one of the best Class C boys teams we've seen in a long time. Maybe ever. That just slides by.
That 4-bagger by North Bend is just taking the wind out of Norfolk Catholic's sails. So unless we see a total meltdown here, looks like this is going to be even. Coach Gray's just going to have to get his group to rebound and just see that their shoulders are a little slumped right now. And best of 5 Baker, so this will be, if something changes, will be tied 1-1.
Get up a little bit, and it does. Good cover, so off of the bench comes Mackenzie Daniels and strikes her first shot. Picks up a spare her second. That's always kind of contribution you like on the bench.
Wow,
good
great spare.
cover.
Great spare.
Blair Wagner with the cover. Here's Zeleny.
Got that ball out to the right a little fast. Just kind of set it down a little bit. Didn't quite catch it right when you let go at the foul line. By catching it, meaning that those fingers give it the lift to get the rotation going.
Really a strike right here. That's for Catholic. And instead, they leave the 3-9. The sleeper back there.
As long as North Bend stays clean, we'll see our match tied 1-1.
Good cover by Zeleny. Here's Reed. You mentioned her GPA?
Yes.
Isn't that something?
Great academics on just about every lady on both teams. Phenomenal academics. 3.9, 3.8, I should say.
3.967.
967. We appreciated her getting us down to the 100th point in the decimals.
I think she just wanted to point out that one teacher who gave her a B+. Yeah. She wanted to make sure that everybody knew that.
Might have just been an A-, but yeah, great academics. The the bios Larry and I get up here in the booth on each player are so long, filled with different clubs and groups they're involved with, and we try to pick out the ones that not only are impressive, but maybe some that are a little funny, but
and a good strike.
One of Mila's little relevant information is she's always working on the cheers and nicknames for all of her teammates. So
it'll be a 210 plus for North Bend. Mila Gray rips the pocket, leaves a solid 10 pin. And here's Brett Jewell to finish off game number 2.
Great release.
And 212 will be the final for North Bend in game number 2, and they will win it and even it at 1-1. We told you how Norfolk Catholic got here to the finals. It was North Bend opening up in Baker play, a win over Wisner Pilger. The Gators get frequent visitors here at State.
That's right.
You see Sabrina Swenson, the freshman,
come in
getting an opportunity to finish
come in
out.
and fill.
Yep.
Baker style bowling. You can substitute in and out. I liken it to hockey, Larry, except you're not hopping over the boards. On the fly.
It's
no re-entry rules, so you can go in and out as you can. 212 to 163. Norfolk still a respectable 163 game. Got to clean up those open frames.
North Bend really dominated in its semifinal match against Sydney. Won that in 4 games, 3-1. And so North Bend, ranked number 1 in the state, evens it here in the championship 1-1 with Norfolk Catholic. And it will be Beth Reed with her lucky purple socks that have glitter on them. Start off game number 3. I'd keep wearing lucky purple glitter socks if I did that too.
Norfolk Catholic comes out with a Brooklyn strike, fires up the team. Let's see if North Bend can answer. That's a better shot. It's going to have to hook though. Just floated it a little bit to the right, a little too much belly. She's looking to cross about 15. She was closer to about 13. That ball there's still enough oil in the center of the lane where the ball could not get all the way back to the pocket for the 2-4-5. Same exact result there for Mila Gray.
You can tell Mila has made a move on that left-hand lane. She came up high a couple of times and now light. Boy, good cover. Solid spare shooters here for North Bend. John Jewell, the head coach of North Bend.
Watch Mila's eyes as she looks at that target. Follow her eyes right down to her target at the rangefinders there. Brett Jewell here. Watch the deep knee bend at the point of release. Look at that. That's classic form. Ball right in the pocket. Saws the 5 over. She's got the line now. She is just right up about 10, 11 boards, straight up right towards the 3-pin. The ball holds pocket.
I think it's a 4 in a row.
Yes.
For Brett Jewell. Hang on.
Jennifer Blank.
Here's an opportunity for Alex Cole to really take command here in game number 3. Right up the boards and buries it. What a shot by the freshman, Alex Cole.
Alex is a product of the Nebraska Middle School Foundation unit that we have going, that we currently, at the time of us taping, we're going to be having another event here in Lincoln at the same time. And that has grown and grown and grown to 16 to 20 teams of middle schoolers. Every month there's a different tournament, a total of 5 tournaments. And Alex is bowled in the middle school program for the Nebraska Middle School Bowling Federation. At least the last several years I can remember, as my twins were part of that.
Bit high is Blair Wagner. And that double by North Bend is giving them a 20-pin lead here in game number 3. Good cover, nice, solid spare. Wagner needs to hook. That extends that lead now to 40 pins.
That's going to hook 2.
And it does.
Gets it off the...
Was it the head pin coming off the wall, taking the 2?
Yes. Head pin goes into the wall, comes back, actually took out the 2, the 4, and the 5.
Yeah.
So North Bend starting to pull away with their dominance.
Reed leaves the single pin. Really needs to pick this one up to stay in it here.
Coach Gray giving Beth a couple of pointers on what she's doing correctly and incorrectly. 6 pin. Should go pretty much straight down the right side, right at it. Not a lot of crossover. A little bit there. Ball will hook in there nicely.
Had a good cover.
Well, just the sheer amount of strikes that North Bend is throwing is just leapfrogging them in the lead right now, Larry.
There is, it's a 40-pin advantage through 5 for North Bend. Talked about Norfolk Catholic, North Bend here in the championship. Other teams down here at state making the state tournament. Adams Central girls finishing 3rd. Wayne, Ogallala, Sidney, Wisner-Pilger, and Boone Central. The other Class C teams to have outstanding years in Nebraska High School Bowling Federation play. And that's a crossover and 5 in a row now for Brett Jewell. Lila Gray. Keep the Knights in it.
Yeah, great shot.
Mila hasn't missed on the right-hand lane. I bet she'd like to just stay over there. Crossover, 6-pin stands. So that double extends that lead now to 50.
Well, to have any chance here, a strike is absolutely needed here by Jennifer Blank.
Big chance for a double. Jennifer Blank into the game for the Knights. Good shot. Oh, and can't get the 10 to go. Solid spare conversion by Alex Cole. North Bend didn't make the state finals last year. They lost to Wayne in the semifinals by 1 pin on the last shot on Saturday to advance.
I remember that. As I said, we've watched that program grow over the years, and it's just a bitter pill for the girls to swallow, but they're redeeming themselves this year as we watch Anna Lewis.
Good shot, and the 7 wobbles but won't fall down. This is a very deep North Bend team. Very interchangeable parts here. So Anna Lewis, the senior. To extend that 50-pin lead, and did she get it, or did it go into the gutter first?
I think that went into the gutter first.
Hit the gutter and then popped out and caught it. Commissioner Lucido to his feet quickly to make the correction. Quickly a relative term with John, but
yes,
there's the commissioner of the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, John Lucido. He and his staff here at Sun Valley Lanes just do a remarkable job, not only with these state finals, but in running the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation.
There's only one guy that can pull it off, and that's John Lucido, and he is a blessing to every bowler in the state, whether you're in high school or adult leagues. John serves on a lot of national committees for bowling. John is heavily involved in the United States Bowling Congress, along with the Bowling Proprietors Association, and you know, Lincoln is extremely blessed to have the bowling centers they have. All 4 of them here are just they're busy, and it's because they've taken care of bowlers over time. And the high school programs in Lincoln, are top-notch too. So, well, if you're Rick Gray with Norfolk Catholic, you just got to shake this off, and you got to start over at the beginning of this next game. You're down 2-1. North Bend's getting lined up, starting to throw a bunch of strikes. Got to just tell your girls to not make so many errors and hang in there, pick up your spares. Maybe an error like that will give them an opportunity to win game 4.
194 for North Bend in game number 3, and they will extend or take the lead 2-1 here in this best of 5 Baker final in Class C. Nebraska was the first ever state to have a televised high school arena-style final back in 2007. And it was really thanks to the vision, as you mentioned, of John Lucido and his staff here. But you look at this environment here that these high school athletes get to enjoy. This kind of attention.
Larry, you do all sorts of sports on NET, and the excitement of basketball, the excitement of volleyball, which you do, and this is so much more up close and intimate than a lot of sports that are televised, whether it be on NET or any other broadcast or any other station. And it's really an unbelievable job they do here to set this up, and the great people at NET just do a great job. And it's very popular. We hear people talking about it for weeks after it's broadcast.
194-150 the final. North Bend wins it and takes a 2-1 lead. I want to remind you that you can connect with us on Facebook and Twitter, add a comment, catch up on the latest Nebraska sports information. Be sure to like NET Sports and Big Red Wrap-Up. You can join the conversation in the social media environment.
Got to like my page first, though, Larry.
Like your page?
Yes.
It's right there already logging in and saying we're up 2-1. And that's a pretty good start by Bailey Zeleny. So here's Beth Reed trying to answer. Beth averages 180 in her senior year at Norfolk Catholic. Sit down, she's asking it. Saw the body language.
It was a good shot, just a touch high.
Brett Jewell has been on fire and can't get the 10 to carry.
Pretty smile there from Brett. She gave it the old fist pump, thought she had it correct position to carry that 10, but now it's a point where you need to be accurate and no more errors for Norfolk Catholic. Got to pick those spares up just like that.
Reed with a good cover.
Crossing at the 10 with a different bowling ball. It's going to go harder and straighter. Great job.
Solid shot by Brett Jewell. Brett in her senior year is headed to Nebraska next year. Physical therapy major.
It's a bit outside. Ooh.
Tough to come back from out there.
Yeah, the conditioner on the lanes, when you get outside of the first arrow, you get on boards 1, 2, 3, and 4. The amount of conditioner that's out there is just heavy enough where the ball's not going to recover and come back. So, and the disadvantage is she loses basically 10 extra bonus pins on her score, because in bowling a spare is worth 10 pins plus count on the first ball. She got a 0, so, but she made the spare.
Good recovery. That might slide by, and it does.
Alex knew that when she let go of the ball. That so Norfolk Catholic's
bit of an opening,
down by 27, but with a spare working can cut this to less than 10 with a strike. That's going to be in the same spot.
So now in the left-hand lane, here's Mackenzie Daniels, the sophomore. Daniels crosses over, leaves the 5-pin.
I'm sure it's like any other sport, Larry, when you're coming in and playing the #1 team, whether it be in basketball or football, there's a certain amount of enamor and nervousness that goes with that, and you just got to keep it together. Norfolk Catholic won the first game, but you're seeing the power and the skill of North Bend. Come to the top here. 5-pin spare right down the middle. Shouldn't be any issue at all.
Good-looking sophomore right there, Mackenzie Daniels.
Watch the way Alex Cole throws the ball and Bailey Zeleny throws the ball. They will be back with a vengeance for next year.
Absolutely. Here's Bailey Zeleny. Right up the boards and pounds the pocket.
She knows that that's where she needs to be and can smell the blood in the water here.
That needs to get out, and good cover. So down by 20 are the Knights, and here's Beth Reed.
Well, now is the time. Spare working, down by 40. It's strikes only now for Norfolk Catholic.
And Beth Reed right here, this young lady won the singles title as that comes in just a little bit high and leaves that 4-pin.
And you can see why she's one of the best bowlers in the state for Class C. She just keeps the ball in play. She hasn't hurt herself with her team. She's been just a little high or a little light, but she's not had any big errors. And now she should have no problem with this 4-pin.
Typically in a singles competition over 3 games, hang on, got it. Typically in a singles competition over 3 games, you may see 10, 15 pins difference between first and second. Beth Reed ran away with it. She shot 596. Bailey Zeleny from North Bend, who was second, was 70 pins behind her. So Reed found something yesterday. Would love for her team to find something now as they trail by 20 halfway through.
Well, she's got a low maintenance game. Keeps the ball in the track area of the lane. Not a lot of hook. Keeps the ball near the pocket. Same with this young lady right here.
Isla Gray.
Just a tough break. Oh.
Got the 7 to go.
Just got to pick this up, and North Bend's going to have to give them a little help, but that's a great shot, Larry.
She squashed the rack and got the carry. Brett Jewell.
Must spare situation here.
You see the faces of concern behind Myla Gray, her teammates, knowing that they have to make a move now.
It's got to be strikes. This young lady, a freshman, watch the release at the bottom of her swing. Tough to see there with that camera angle, but just
got the carry, 3-bagger, and North Bend is on its way.
Just about wrapped up here. That's going to sew it up pretty much there. Must go for the conversion. The 3, 6, 7, and 10. It's going to need to be total collapse here by North Bend, but they'll be getting trophies and medals here in just a little bit. Down the track area of the lane, leaving the 6. It's about coaching and it's about practice, Larry. And one thing that has gotten away from, in my opinion, you're going to hear me get on my soapbox a little bit, is great
what
pickup.
A shot.
3, 6, 7, 10.
Terrific conversion by Andrea Steffen.
You know, it's about practice, and in today's age, you know, I've got 5 children, and 4 of them played club sports. Your kids have all played club sports, whether it's baseball, softball, mine, or hockey players and volleyball players and bowlers, and you see it so much that any high school sport has almost become a year-round sport. Volleyball is a great example. Soccer is a great example. If you're not playing soccer in season, you're playing club soccer during the non-high school season, and then you're attending camps and clinics and things like that. And whether that's good or bad, you're practicing at the sport is what you're doing. You're practicing. In bowling, with the amount of bowling centers we have in our state and with the popularity of high school bowling, and high school bowling is phenomenally popular. If I remember correctly, Larry, we're the 4th largest sport behind the 3 big ones, volleyball, basketball, and football.
Yep.
So these kids, and you look at the North Bend program, Randy runs that program, and his coach, assistant coaches run that program year-round. And they still allow kids to play other sports in their high schools. If they're football players or if they're basketball players, they get a chance to play. But this is how you end up getting better, is with practice. And what we've done is we've seen technology play such a huge role in our game. You know, go out and get another bowling ball that is laid out different or hooks different, or go bowl at a different bowling center where the lanes are conditioned different. You still have to repeat shots. And you got to give credit to the North Bend program. They practice a lot and they practice well.
Good cover by Beth Reed, and I think it's not just the practice and the commitment to the players, but we've seen it time and time again, these programs that put coaches in who understand the game, know how to practice, know how to teach fundamentals, and suddenly it takes a couple of years, but you start seeing those schools really shine and take over. And I think we're seeing that in North Bend from obviously what Coach Jewell has done, as well as Randy Dodge.
And it's no secret, as in other sports too. That's a great shot there by Mila Gray. It's no secret that there just aren't great bowling coaches hanging on trees out there ready to pluck, and you have to build interest in your program. And to build interest in your program, you need the parents to buy in. You need the schools, even though we're not officially in the NSAA yet, we're still working towards that goal. You know, it always helps to have support from the school, and North Bend obviously does, along with a lot of other schools. But you have to understand that for the sport of bowling, these are the next generation of bowlers coming up in the sports. It helps keep bowling centers busy, helps keep leagues full, and keeps the game alive.
And they're also, Steve, the next generation of coaches.
Sure.
As we will see later today in Class A, there's a coach now coaching Lincoln Southeast who used to be in Kelsey Dunkel, a high school bowler. Her father was a coach, and now she is coaching the Southeast girls. And that's how not only are we developing longtime bowlers for the sport, but those who will come back and give back to the youth and become great coaches for us in the future. And so one final shot. We're waiting. Norfolk Catholic closes it out. And there you see it. 183-157 the final. And it might be the beginning of a new tradition, a first ever state championship for the Tigers of North Bend, a program that plans on being around for a while. They win it 3-1, a state championship for the Tigers. We'll have trophy and medal presentations, and Steve will talk to the champs when we come back.
Behind the Outlet, Nebraska Public Power District is passionate about preserving and restoring Nebraska's resources. Whether rescuing fish during canal repair work, protecting avian species on the Platte River, or complying with all environmental standards at our power generating facilities, we actively balance our environmental responsibilities with meeting Nebraska's ever-changing energy needs. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
They got to have their hands on them all the time.
Everyone has a cell phone and they don't want to give it up.
You can't drive down the street without seeing an adult use their cell phone.
People's lives are on their phones.
Distracted drivers are 4 times the risk of being in a crash.
Reasonable people have compared the danger associated with talking on a cell phone when you're driving to the danger of drinking and driving. And that is not an unreasonable comparison.
We've got to change society's view on texting and driving.
It is irresponsibly dangerous to talk on a cell phone while driving.
The consequences can be devastating.
The accident that I caused involved a family with kids in the car, little kids.
Convincing people to give up this thing that they really like doing is going to be really hard, but it really is a serious public safety issue.
Watch the NET production of Distracted Driving.
Coming soon to NET1.
So back at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska, the final. North Bend wins it 3-1. They take the last 3 with terrific games of 212, 194, 183. Brett Jewell was outstanding. Steve Simpek is with her.
Well, Larry, I'm with the father-daughter combination here. We got Coach Sean Jewell and daughter Brett. And before we ask you the poignant questions about how do you feel and what does all this mean, I'm going to ask your dad, the coach, just really quick, tell us about like the evolution and the development of the program at North Bend.
We got a great program there. Randy Dodge at Dodger Bowl has put together just a phenomenal program. We've had a lot of these girls together for 7 and 8 years. They work hard every week. They're there every week for us. I couldn't ask for a better work ethic and a better group of teammates to work with.
Now, if you would have lost, were you going to ground your daughter or take her phone away from her?
Probably her car. I'd probably take her car away.
Well, you're the senior. We watched you, and you had that string of strikes there. And after you guys got down the first game, did you go back and try and fire them up? Was there anything said after you lost that first one?
It was the first game, and we had a lot of chances, and we weren't going to let it go because we worked so hard for it. And it was our goal, so we wanted to make it happen.
Well, we talked about it to Larry and I in the booth about how practice makes perfect and the job you guys do at North Bend and how it pays off when you stay there and you practice and you get better at it. And we'd just like to say congratulations on your first state championship. Way to go, guys. Larry, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Steve. Congratulations one more time to the North Bend Tigers. Here are the individual finalists. So Beth Reed, as we told you earlier, she was the state medalist, the champion of the singles. She shot .596. You see North Bend and Norfolk Catholic dotted throughout. Bailey Zeleny, we told you, finished second. Brett Jewell finishing sixth. She's second team All-State. So all of those young ladies there, first and second team All-State in girls Class C singles. Now for the trophy and the medal presentations, let's go to our public address announcer. Here's Greg Porchy.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for our 2 finalists? And now for the awards presentation. Your Class C girls runner-up, the Norfolk Catholic Knights, coached by Rick Gray and Roger Reed. Number 15, Beth Reed. Number 9, Mila Gray. Number 12, Andrea Steffen. Number 21, Blair Wagner. Number 16, Jennifer Blank. Number 7, Therese Luck. Number 31, Sabrina Swinson. And ladies, here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations to the Norfolk Catholic Knights, your Class C girls runner-up. Now, here is your 2013-2014 Class C girls champions, the North Bend Tigers. Coached by Sean Jewell. Number 33, Bailey Zellini. Number 9, Brett Jewell. Number 37, Alex Cole. Number 5, Anna Lewis. Number 21, Mackenzie Daniels. And ladies, here's your championship trophy. Congratulations to the 2013-2014 Class C Girls Champions.
So their first ever trip to the state finals, and they take home the championship. North Bend's first title. They are the Class C champs. When we come back, we head to Class B. Class B state title. Waverly, Grand Island Northwest is coming up next.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, can I keep it? I know, right? I'm gonna go strap it to the car. Mom, do you have any idea how expensive books are?
It was such a lovely time. Oh, you know what? Don't forget to give me that. Whoops, that was expensive. I can pay for that.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, U.S. Bank is there when you need us.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Hey Mom, I need to talk to you about something. You took me on campus visits and helped me with college applications, but there's still something we haven't done yet. It's time to complete the FAFSA so I can get financial aid. I know you've been stressed out about this, but don't worry. Education Quest has tons of resources on their website to make the process really easy. You guys have been there for me every step of the way. Just returning the favor.
Get help with your FAFSA at educationquest.org.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Nebraska's best high school bowlers compete for state championships in the sport's crowning event. See all the action when the boys take the lanes and find out who captures top honors on Nebraska High School Boys Bowling Championships, Sunday morning, February 23rd, beginning at 8 Central on NET1. A webcast is also available on the web at netnebraska.org and on the new NET Nebraska app.
An unprecedented engineering project that culminated in an architectural masterpiece.
You never get over the fact that such a wonderful place is gone.
The rise and fall of Penn Station on American Experience.
Tuesday night at 8 Central Time on NET1.